But we'll get on to serious stuff like that in more detail a bit later. Well, it was a weekend which might have seen the changing of the guard, a powerhouse short-circuited, and a bandwagon begin to overflow with the goodwill of a neutral. Let's cut to the crux of it all in Hot or Not.
Footyology's Hot or Not is proudly brought to you by Trade Institute of Victoria. Start your future today at tiv.vic.edu.au.
Okay, you're up first. Fire away.
This is first for me. They're all hots. I was very upbeat about the weekend's footy. It's
Fair
just
enough.
the way it fell to me anyhow. I loved Buddy Franklin's game. Look, Buddy the week before against GWS got a little bit lost on the famed turf of the ANZ Stadium or whatever it's called. But here, back at home, he knows the SCG. He played beautifully. He kicked superbly. And finals are where footballers get their reputations enhanced or damaged. You can't enhance Buddy's reputation because it is 24 carat. But let's not forget how good a footballer he is when it matters. Watch out, Geelong.
No, he was terrific. All right, my turn. I'm going with a hot to start. And it's an obvious one. We touched on it before, but the Western Bulldogs, a true a tale for the football romantics, I guess. What a fantastic win over the Hawks. I think if you stripped away the history and the tradition, I suppose, you probably would have chosen the Bulldogs on form, but I didn't have the guts to do it, nor did a lot of people. But the Doggies just keep coming. You know, they're a great inside team. They've been really good on the outside during the finals as well. And you're right, they're absolutely every chance of not only knocking over the Giants, but winning a flag. Be their first flag for 62 years and first grand final for 55 years. So it's a fantastic story. Fingers crossed it continues.
The thing about the Doggies is people talk about going up to Spotless Stadium. The brand of football they play is they could take it anywhere on the road. They could be playing on Bondi Beach at 3 a.m. on Sunday morning. That style of kamikaze-like tackling, but with common sense, because against Hawthorn they didn't overcommit to the tackler. They were very conscious of the second and third respondent, which is how Hawthorn moved the ball. You give them a task and they do it. You know, so many coaches have used the expression, I know Mick Malthouse used to use it, it's not who, it's how. It's a throwaway line, because for most coaches, who meant everything. This Bulldogs team really is how. I don't care what 22 they pick. I just like them.
Okay, was that your second hot?
No, but I like them.
Okay,
My second
hot
hot is Clarko. No more needs to be said than Clarko. This is the footage. He's went in and obviously Bevo was one of his lieutenants, and just a great thing. You know, look at that. An embrace, a hug, beautiful stuff. Lovely. Well done, Clarko.
Yeah, he's done that sort of stuff before. I remember after they lost the 2012 grand final, he had some very poignant quotes about, you know, like it's not life or death, and it was actually in the midst of a great tragedy with the Jill Maher murder, and I just like when he sees the big picture. I think he's good like that. Now, I agree, good one.
Post-game embraces for Clarko, certainly better than with Port Adelaide supporters anyhow.
Yeah, no, true. All right, next up, I've got a not, and we just touched on it then, Spotless Stadium. Look, this debate's gone on a while, and look, they haven't still sold out the ground, so I think people are saying, well, there you go, that's all we needed. But I don't see it like that. I think the prospect of a sellout crowd has probably led a lot of people not to even bother trying to get tickets, and I don't like the principle of it. This is their first clash against the Bulldogs, round 9 it was, and as you can see, plenty of empty seats that day, but this is a final. I just think, above and beyond everything, it was a great chance to sell the second most important game of the year to the Sydney public. It should have been at the SCG, and I think the argument that it's the Swans' home ground or it sends the wrong message to Western Sydney is rubbish, to be honest. So I'm still a bit antsy about that one. Okay, last one, you're up.
I didn't like the TV show Hello Hello, but I love Alir Alir. I am just shocked at how well he reads the play, how imposing he is in the back line, and quite frankly, he has come so far in such a short period of time. Brett Anderson, who we work with at 11-16 SEN, is all over the draft and young footballers. There were sniggers in the room when he was selected.
Really? By
the Sydney Swans. He was a very, very much a non-footballer when he arrived there, and further back than Meg Jackdaw, further back than any of our transplanted footballers. And they just thought, what are they wasting their time for? Is this a promotional tool? Have a look how he plays.
He reads the game beautifully. And I mean, to be honest, he made a few cock-ups in the Adelaide game, but he doesn't get down the mouth about it when he does make a mistake. He just goes on and does the next good thing. And they've got the best, in fact, they've got the best defensive record of any side since St Kilda in 2009. And he's been a big part of that because their defence not just negates, it creates. And he's a key position player who creates. So very valuable asset to the Swans and will be for a long time. All right, wrapping it up with another Swan and another hot, and it's Isaac Heaney. Now, if this guy wasn't best on ground on Saturday night, he was damn close to it. What a fantastic game. He's had an up and down sort of season, but I think they pushed him up the ground a bit further, used him running off the wing, and he was just terrific. 32 disposals, got involved in several goals, and look, he can play as a small forward, but I think that showed he can play as a genuine outside midfielder as well. And particularly with Gary Rohan probably not going to play, I think that run will be even more valuable to them this week. So well done, Isaac.
He's got a name like he was a character on Green Acres. He's got a haircut like the kid Oliver on the Brady Bunch when they jumped the shark.
Well, he looks like he should be in the remake of Puberty Blues, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he should be munching on a Chico roll, waxing his board at Bondi or somewhere.
Waxing his, I'm glad you said board. He's from Newcastle, isn't he?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think he is from Newcastle. That is, no footballers come from Newcastle. That is AFL no-go zone.
Did the Johns brothers come from there?
Yeah, but they played NRL.
A different code,
And the
yes.
third brother was not Courtney.
With all the programs they've had in place and the youth girls coming through, like I went and watched the Youth Girls Carnival a couple of months ago and I was blown away. Like they were, the skill level and the way they moved the ball was phenomenal. So the skill is definitely there.